I hope everyone is blessed and woke up this morning with a reasonable portion of their health and strength. What I mean by that is, when you or somebody else has a temper, we kind of brush it off by saying they got a bad temper, or you'll brush it off by saying, well, I just have a bad temper, or I get angry easily. I want you to consider, and please excuse me, I'm handling business at the ATM. Another thing that people call it is matchstick quick. When you know someone, no receipt. When you know somebody that can get mad really fast, they call it matchstick quick. Why did this ATM literally just give me all tens? What are we doing? So people that you know that can get really mad at the drop of a hat or a drop of a dime, and then you have those that can get really sad, or the opposite on the drop of a dime, and they tend to let little things affect them. Little things, like they can be like on an all high as far as they're having a beautiful day, beautiful morning, and then one thing can happen, like they could get a phone call, and then they're all sad, upset, and depressed about the phone call. Or someone could say something to them, or they could see something on TV or social media, and it just totally changes their whole mood for the entire day. Now, it's one thing when something upsets you, or someone upsets you, or you upset yourself, or you just get upset, period, and then not be able to pull yourself out of that. And I spoke on that in a previous video. They gave me all tens again. Oh my gosh. So that's one. So those are two things that I just wanted to quickly bring to your attention, that offenses will come, right? People will get offended. You will be offended. The Bible speaks on offenses will come, but woe unto the offender. So I don't ever want to be that person that offends people over and over and over. I mean, we all make mistakes. We all do things that we're not proud of. We say things out of anger. We do things out of anger, malice, and forethought. I want you to really understand that a lot of things that we get upset about and angry about are topics. They are topics. What you really want to focus on is, what is the underlying issue? What is the root? The root of the problem. Something is going on that is making you upset continuously with a person, with a place, or with a thing. I don't care what it is. It could be a car. It could be a store you frequent. It could be your significant other, your children, a friend, associate, or whatever. It always seems to just rub you the wrong way. Consider the fact that it may not be that particular person, that place, or that thing. It is a multitude of things. Like, you always find a problem with something. Life is not Burger King. You just can't have it your way all the time. Figure out what is the underlying issue. What is the root cause of all of these topics that you're having a concern with? I want to give an example, and then I'll be done. Maybe two examples, and then I'll be done. I was doing really well yesterday. I felt, mentally. And then I received a phone call from someone. And the phone call lasted literally over an entire hour. Now, those of you who know me personally, this might be hard for you to believe. I'm not a big talker. I'm a big listener. I like to listen, but I'm not really a big talker. So I listen and 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 listen. So remember I talked about before, excuse me, my daughter. I'm listening, right? And so, and I've said this before, anyone can hear, right? If you have the tools to do so, ears, that would be, and they're working properly. However, listening requires thinking, processing. What am I hearing? What does this mean? Who is this person? How relevant are they in my life? What value are they adding to my life? So I'm listening to this person. I hear them, and I'm listening. Every person that talks to you or calls you up, and they don't normally just call you up like that, you gotta know they have an agenda, whether it's good or whether it's not so good. So I'm waiting, as I'm listening, for the end game. Like, what is going on here? So I learned a lot from listening and talking with this person. But at the end of it all, I was disheartened. And the reason I was disheartened is because this person communicated information to me on some old he say, she say, and they say. And y'all know how I feel about that. I've spoken on that before. They say, and who are they say? I want to know who is they say. They say is you. If you can't tell me who said it, then it's you. Okay? That's my own personal thoughts on that. So I'm listening, and at the end of it all, they were on some he say, she say, they say. And the information that was communicated to me was disheartening. And it was disheartening because I believe them. I believe them. I try the spirit by the spirit, right? What is their motive? God knows our hearts. We look at the outward, like we can't see inside somebody's heart, but we do have a discernment of someone's spirit if they're coming on some foolery or they're coming on some he say, she say, they say. And it was some he say, she say, they say amongst some other I would like to say golden nuggets. There was also some golden nuggets. Now this video is going on 12 minutes and I wanted it to be like 4 minutes. So that took me kind of like off my mark. So, and then I know that it took Curtis off his mark because some of the comments that were made in the video, no, in the conversation were also, you know, what do you call it? Defaming. It was like a defamation of character. And the first thing you ask yourself, the first thing I asked myself after I got off the phone is like, why would this person call me and tell me what somebody else said about me, which was totally untrue? And it took me off my mark, and I know it took Curtis off his mark, because we both was like, what? Where is that coming from? So you gotta check people's motives. Check people's motives. Now, how does that tie in with going from 0 to 10 and 10 to 0? Because I was on a 10 and I was feeling good at an all-time high, and after that conversation my mood plummeted to about a 0, and then I had to quickly remind myself who I am and what I know to be true, and that what God knows to be true, and it doesn't matter what somebody else says or somebody else think or what he said, she said, they say. And then it also ties into if you are on a 0, meaning your esteem and your mood is like all plummeted, like mine was after that phone call. How do I get it from a 0 to a 10? We sometimes have to encourage ourselves. You got to be solid in who you are. You got to know who you are, know what your worth is, and know your own truth. Don't let somebody come knock on your door at 10 or a.m. or whatever on a Saturday morning and change your mind about what you know to be true. Okay? You don't worry about that. Let God handle that. Give it. Sometimes this stuff just be too much. It's too much, especially when you know, when you checking somebody's motive and you know that they're coming on some foolery. And it's, first of all, it's uncool, but here, listen, it's life and it happens. So don't be so quick, because at first I was like, oh, I'm about to call this person, the other person up and let them know, like, why you do this and why you say that and da 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 da. But then I thought about it. I'm not getting tied and entangled in that web. That it's too much, and it's unnecessary, and it's a waste of time, and it's a waste of my breath, when all I have to do is give it to God. So I prayed on it and asked God for, okay, I need your leadership, your guidance, and your direction, and to determine if I should even address the situation. So that is what my prayer is for all of us, that when somebody can take us off our mark and take us from 0 to 10, or take us from 10 to 0, that we do what I learned a long time ago. It's an acronym called FART, F-A-R-T, and it stands for fall back and regroup. Think, F-A-R-T, fall back and regroup, think.